lie there in that old curiosity shop.
How about this? Oh my goodness. Okay, let's just cut to the chase. I will put in a picture, like right about here somewhere, of the back stamp because you're never going to be able to see it. It's so tiny. But that back stamp dates this piece of Limoges to 1891 to 1900. Okay. I'm not surprised at all with the 1891 because, of course, that's the first year that we have to have country of origin. So we have the French Limoges mark and the maker. I'll put that on here too. I don't speak French, so I'm not going to mess up his last name. W.G. and Company, William. Here it is. You can see it down here. That's the name of the porcelain maker. Okay. So we know because of the back stamp that the porcelain was made between 1891 to 1900. The plate is hand painted. Really, it's almost like a charger, decorative. You certainly wouldn't put meatloaf on this. But it is signed by the artist, and it depicts the Sioux chief, hollow horn bear. I think I got that right. And if I got it wrong, I'll fix it. But take a look. There he is in all his glory. That is all hand painted. That is not a decal at all. And take a look. There's not a scrap. Well, all right. There's a tiny bit of wear right there. Who cares? What condition? And there's no problems with the porcelain. Beautiful porcelain in excellent condition. And you can see the signature here, right here. Now, let's take care of all of the pronunciation police out there, because I know you're out there. It's signed by an artist. That's how it's spelled, and I know 99% of you are going to say Dubois, and I will agree with you 100%. In France, Dubois. But I do want to tell you this. I come from South Jersey, and there is a large family of Duboises in South Jersey that don't pronounce it Dubois. They call it Dubois. And if you said Dubois, they'd say, what? So yes, French origin, originally Dubois. But just remember that pronunciations, we have to be careful with that. Same thing is true with, in Philadelphia, I know Philadelphia, the South Philly ones say Shapiro, the North Philly Shapiro, or the other way around. So anyway, if you hear me say Dubois instead of Dubois, it's because I knew people. I know people. Hey, that's Mr. Dubois. We don't say Dubois. Anyway, enough of that. It is signed by this Dubois. I'll give it the French name. And apparently he was quite prolific. Now, I haven't really found any more information on him in that. Maybe you can and send it to me. But here's what we know. It's French porcelain. We know from the date who made it. I'm sorry, from the back stamp, we know who made it. Right? We know that it was made between 1891 and 1900. We also know that this is a depiction of Chief Hollowhorn Bear. Wow. And we know that it was hand-painted by Dubois, or Dubois if you're from South Jersey. And hello, lady across the street. She's just walking up the sidewalk, but she hears me up here talking to you. How excited I was. Value, I don't know. You know, I'm sure this value to Native American collectors, but it appears as though this Dubois person was very prolific. There's a lot of his or her work out there, but what talent. And so I did some looking, like, you know, and saw the different plates and things. So, you know, there's fruit and fish and flowers, but wow, to depict a Native American and for this to be the age that it is and the condition that it is, I'm simply over the moon. Now, I've had this for a while, a good several months, but I've been sitting on it, you know, well, not exactly, but it's been just kind of down in the basement, and I've been moving it here and there, and I thought I need to do something with that. So anyway, there it is. What am I going to do with it? I don't know. I'm going to sell it, but I don't know if it's going to go on the internet or if I'll put it in an auction, a live sale. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But anyway, and I read some about the chief, and I also read, what I don't know is a whole lot about this Dubois person. So if anybody finds anything out more about him or her, I'd love to know. You know, sometimes you just don't have time to do all the research that you'd like to. But boy, am I excited about that. Hand painted, the whole thing. Yep, I can see the brush strokes. I can see how he laid the plate, he or she, on this, laid the paint on this plate. I'm certain of that it's all hand painted. So anyway, very exciting find. Okay, put that down. Okay, sorry about that. Just been running around today like I don't know what. Now it's Monday, and I've got some chicken in the air fryer. Yes, an actual air fryer in my kitchen right now because it's exactly 5 o'clock. I'm gonna try to get this video out before tonight's live sale, but and eat some chicken. Anyway, tonight's live sale. Now I did the preview yesterday, so you've already seen that. Tonight, it's on the channel of Vintage Uprising Texas. So you're going to have to go to Texas to see me. But I'm going to add this, I think, to tonight's live sale. I believe I will. Very nice amberina colors. Mid-century. That's a nice size as well. Pretty for autumn. So we'll have this tonight. That is added. There's a couple of other things I've also added. So there will be some surprises tonight, even if you didn't see that preview video. Okay. And then as I went thrifting, I found this little lovely made in the USA, 1940s, just one little vase in pretty pottery. Pretty pottery. Oh, I forgot I had this back here. This is Coca-Cola. I think very, very, bleh. It's the cheap stuff. It's not really. Now, I didn't show you this, but when I went shopping in Pennsylvania with Carmen and Kevin, I bought several things. I think I was with them when I bought that. Did I show you this already? I don't think so. Maybe I did. Well, if I did, I did. I have to wire it. Because it's a torchiere lamp, you know, and it's small, there were probably 2 of them, and they were probably meant for a mantle. You can't read by this, and it's small, and this can't sit. This has to sit high up on something like a mantle. You wouldn't put this on a side table because you would be looking down into naked light bulbs, and they would be just like right up in your face. So, and this wouldn't work as a desk lamp or a piano lamp. So I can see 2 of these, can't you? Like on you know whose mantle, Poirot. Thank you, Miss Lemon. But we only have 1. Glass, frosted on the top. And look how Deco. And I love that switch. So I need to wire it. Gosh, I wish I hadn't had a second one of these. And then, I went to Berlin this morning, and I went to the red, white, and blue thrift store. And look at what I bought. When I bought these, the silver overlay was black. I spent half the day at the kitchen sink. No, I didn't. Cleaned them. They're beautiful now. Well, are you going to show them to us? Yes, I will. Let's begin with the mayonnaise set. No spoon. But just you wait, Henry Higgins. Here's the mayonnaise with its underpants. And I've got 2 more serving pieces to show you. But look at this. It's crystal glass. And then look. We've got, I think the easiest way. Look at the swans. And what I absolutely love is they have frosted the part that is supposed to be the water. So the swan is swimming right on top of the water on the pond. Here's the little pond flowers. And then they've sort of frosted it. Same thing with the mayo. This is classic 1930s. I'm getting a Beaumont glass feel, but it's hard to tell because some companies did their own silver decorating, and it's the company is responsible for the overlay. Beaumont did their own decorating. Payton City did their own decorating. But then also companies like Silver City and others could get glass and decorate it and sell it under their name. So still looking. But there's a lot of examples of Beaumont glass. They loved swans. I don't know why. They just did. But look at that mayonnaise set with the swans. Then we have a wonderful plate. Now this was probably a cheese and cracker set. I'm going to go back tomorrow to see if I can find. So the cheese compote would sit here. This is the mayonnaise, and it fits perfectly. So with this much of an indentation, because you wouldn't put a cake on this, this is just the right size. And trust me, if they made a mayonnaise, they made a cheese and cracker. So probably the cracker compote sat here, the cheese compote sat here and is gone. But look at that. Still perfect for little sandwichy things that you want to serve. And then a big center bowl, which could have been, which could have been a console bowl if there were 2 matching candlesticks, or this could be a serving bowl, since we know we have a mayonnaise and a part of a cheese and cracker. Serving bowl, fruit bowl, and the console bowl's dubbed as, you know, fruit bowls, that kind of thing. But look at that. And again, the frosted part where the water is, I just love that. Oh my goodness. So I'm really, you know what? Now I'm thinking Payton City or New Martinsville. That's what I'm thinking. I'm looking at this again, and I do see out here in the sunlight the sterling mark on. Okay, so the word sterling is written right here. You're not going to see it, but right there where my finger is the word sterling. That's who decorated it. But I'm looking at the blank. I think this is either a Payton City. I take back Beaumont. I think it's Payton City or New Martinsville. And I'm judging off of that decorative element right there. See that looks like the crow's foot? and then these little sort of graduated teardrops. This is very Payton City, New Martinsville, one or the other. I bet that's who made this, either Payton City or New Martinsville. And I had not seen, until I got out here into the light, that in the mold right there is making me think of that particular company. So I may have to turn this camera off and do some research and come back again, but that's what I think. So anyway, how exciting to have these. That is just beautiful. And these would be from the 30s. Wow. All right, sorry about that. I had to run in and check on the chicken. And I ran in and got my Payton City book. You know, it's funny because I didn't notice until out here in this lovely porch sunlight, that little element in the glass. I couldn't see it because all I was doing is paying attention to those swans. But molded in the glass, you see that right there? I would bet $1 million that's Crow's Foot by Payton City. It's just one of those patterns that stuck. They don't all stick. Payton City. Ooh. And they probably are not the ones that did the, yeah, see, there it is right there. That's that same shape. Same blank. Let's go to Crow's Foot. I bet they didn't do the decorating, though. The silver. I'll have to read in here to see if they did their own. But this is marked Sterling, which is a company. Not that it is sterling. Crow's Foot. Here it is. Oh my. And of course, Payton City Glass Company, let's see, 1916 to 1951. So here, yeah, that's it. Okie doke. So here are various pictures, but I want you to look right there. So there's like a little bit, that's the crow's foot. I guess that's supposed to be his leg. So look at this, boop, 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 and then the crow's foot at the top. Are you seeing that in this picture? I hope you are. You can see it right there in this glass, right there. So we have a definite. And the shape is the same and everything. And look at all the different silver overlay. Candy dish, we're going line 412. So this is line 412. Okay. So collectors must call it crow's foot. This is line 412. It's a 1930s line. And here's some more of it with a different silver. And an etch. There's not a whole lot of it in here. Nope. Now it goes on to something else. No, here's crow's foot again down at the bottom. There's a cheese and cracker set. See the design in the glass? That's what it is. All right, so we can put this away now. I love me some books. Start a book collection. Your brain won't go Google, Google, Google. You'll stay sharp. Yes, please. I guess because I had my air fryer on, you had to fire up yours. If you're not understanding what that is, one day I accidentally said I'm so tired of listening to those air fryers, and I meant air blower, leaf blower, weed whacker things. So, what did I say? Line 412, 1930s Payton City. There you go. There's the cheese and cracker set, I'm certain, with no cheese compote. Oh, I'm going to go back to Berlin tomorrow and see if it's there. Anyway, you know where I'll be tomorrow morning at 5 of 9, standing outside of, I'll be in Berlin. There's the center bowl, which probably had candlesticks and the mayonnaise set. Oh well. All right, enough of that. What else was I gonna do? Well, the chicken is done, and now I've been running around, and now it's almost 5:30. I've got to get this video out, then get to hair and makeup so that I'm ready for tonight's show. It's on David's channel. They won't care if I'm a little disheveled. But I do have one more thing I want to show you, and I did find a mistake in one of my books. So I'm sure that they fixed it in a, there's a mistake in the Mossy's Depression Glass book, which is, I mean, I make mistakes every day. I'm not picking at them. This is the 5th edition, whatever. What year? 2000. I bought this book in July of 2008. Anyway, big deal. I imagine that they've had several revisions and they've fixed the mistake. Do you know what that is? That's the console bowl. That and that are the two candlesticks. Now this is not hawking, but they have this pictured. I'll show you in the book. They have it pictured under hawking, so it's just a mistake. It's not hawking at all. But here it is. Here, when I say Mossy, it's the Mossy Depression Glass book. 5th edition, is that what I told you? So here where it says Spiral by Hawking, they have it pictured. Well, this isn't Spiral. That picture is a mistake. That picture's not supposed to be there. If we turn over to this page, here's the same picture again. That's where it's supposed to be, because this is the swirl pattern by Janette in their ultramarine. And I recognize that color. So this had me confused for about 20 minutes. So look at that picture and that picture. They're the exact same picture. Somehow this just didn't make it through the editing. It got put on the wrong page. So it's not a hawking pattern. This is a Janette, and we can see here, take my piece out. This is Janette Swirl, and I'll just read to you what it says. It says, this was manufactured from 1937 to 1938. And 1938, you're getting, we're there. We're at the end. This is the beginning of the end of the colored Depression glass. The green, the pink, the yellow, the yin, 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 yin. What do housewives want? Now they're leaning towards crystal. Those Depression glass colors are on there. They're starting to not be so popular. But this is called, this color in this pattern, which is called Swirl, the color is Janette, the maker is Janette, and this color is called Ultra, not Aqua. ULTRAMARINE, ultramarine. And you can see that there's, so now there's this bowl that I've got there to show you, and then there's serving pieces. Look at those. Oh, that's the candlesticks I've got right there. And then there's this, there are the candlesticks pictured at the bottom as well. So 1937 to 1938, Janette Swirl Ultramarine. That is a lot to get your wrap around your brain, and I'll forget it all tomorrow morning. I have a third piece. It's down in the basement somewhere. A big platter. you know, like a big, for serving cakes and cookies and things on. Not to eat off of, but the big platter. So there's the console set. Not really a color that you know, when we think about depression glass, that's not a color that we normally think of for 1937, 38. No. It's only in production for 2 years. It's out there, but here it is. So I'm going to actually be selling this console set. And, you know, this is a difficult color to decorate with, I think, because it's not... Gee whiz, it's just sort of its own color, yeah. But anyway, the sun is going down, so the sun is not in front of me where it should be. It's kind of behind me, but I guess it makes the glass look pretty. I better stop waving it around. I know that makes everybody mad. Stop waving that glass around. You're going to break it. All right, all right, all right. I haven't broken any yet. Well, I have, but not because I wave it around. All right, that's it. Now, I don't know. Don't forget, this is tonight. Going in the house. I'm going to eat me some chicken. I'm coming right back out here to eat my chicken. Wait a minute. Do you want to see what it looks like? Hold on. Listen to the log. Listen to the air fryer. You know, out on the street. I've already eaten some of this chicken. Oh my goodness, this is wonderful. I'll tell you what, I have already torn this chicken. Look at this chicken. I did this in my air fryer. Now, I marinated it in a, like a teriyaki sauce. See? And, isn't this great? If you don't have an air fryer, almost fell off my seat. I got so excited over my chicken. If you don't have an air fryer, you ought to get one. They really are wonderful. But look at that piece of chicken. Oh, this is so good. They say, where's the vegetable? I've got it covered. Use your imagination. I do have green beans in the kitchen. I need to open up the can, heat them up, and just dump them in here and eat it. That's it. I stay very busy, don't I? And I do eat. And I do make food here at the house. See you tonight. I'm probably going to try to go live at 7:30. The show is at 8. And if I don't get moving, there ain't going to be no show at all. Thanks for watching. What did you like? What didn't you like? Are you over the moon about the Paden City crow's foot pieces that are decorating with that swan silver overlay? And how about this aquamarine? I'm sorry, ultramarine, not aqua. And oh, can't wait to get that thing rewired. Until later on tonight, I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop saying thanks for watching. Wait for the cat. And so long for now.